Everyone understands dehydration in summer. You sweat, you feel thirsty, you drink water. It's obvious and visible. Winter dehydration, however, operates silently and insidiously, making it potentially more dangerous precisely because we don't recognize it happening. The mechanisms by which cold weather depletes your body's fluid volume are subtle but profound, and they directly contribute to the dramatic increase in stroke and heart attack rates during winter months. Let's start with what happens every time you breathe cold air. Your respiratory system must warm and humidify that air before it reaches your lungs. This isn't optional. Your lung tissue requires warm, moist air to function. Every breath of cold, dry winter air extracts moisture from the tissues lining your nose, throat, and airways. In summer, humid air contains significant water vapor, minimizing this moisture loss. In winter, especially during very cold periods, the air contains almost no moisture. A person breathing cold air loses, on average, an additional 1 to 2 liters of fluid per day through respiration alone compared to breathing warm, humid air. You never see this fluid loss. There's no sweat on your skin, no obvious evidence it's happening. Compounding this respiratory water loss is a phenomenon called cold-induced diuresis. When your body is exposed to cold, blood vessels in your skin and extremities constrict to preserve core temperature. This constriction effectively reduces the total volume of your vascular system, making the existing blood volume seem excessive to your kidneys. Your kidneys respond by increasing urine production to reduce what they perceive as fluid overload. This is why you urinate more frequently in cold weather. The tragic irony is that your body is actively depleting its fluid reserves precisely when it needs them most. The third factor in winter dehydration is behavioral. The thirst mechanism becomes less sensitive in cold weather. You simply don't feel as thirsty when you're cold compared to when you're hot, even though your actual hydration needs may be equal or greater. Combined with the inconvenience of drinking fluids in winter, removing layers, finding bathrooms, dealing with cold beverages, people voluntarily drink less. This creates a situation where you're losing more fluid through respiration and urination while simultaneously drinking less. Why does this matter for cardiovascular health? Blood viscosity. When you're dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker and more concentrated. This increases the workload on your heart, which must pump harder to move this more viscous blood through your vessels. More critically, thicker blood is more prone to clotting. The components that form clots, platelets, and clotting factors are more likely to aggregate in concentrated blood. This combination of increased cardiac workload and heightened clot formation risk directly increases stroke and heart attack probability. The solution requires conscious effort because your natural thirst won't guide you reliably in winter. You need to drink fluids on a schedule, not waiting until you feel thirsty. Warm beverages help, but be cautious with coffee and tea, which have diuretic properties that can exacerbate fluid loss. Monitoring urine color provides a simple assessment. Pale yellow indicates adequate hydration, while dark yellow signals dehydration. Indoor heating further compounds the problem by creating dry air that increases respiratory moisture loss, making humidifiers a valuable cardiovascular protection tool during winter months.